bought a primer because I've mentioned before in my videos that I've got pores here that show and I don't want them to show. So I bought a primer and it's a wow. I'm going to read what it says about it and show you what I got. It's the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Okay, came in this little box. It says, this perfecting putty primer smooths the skin and preps it with squalane to help moisturize and grip makeup for all-day wear. The velvety texture glides over the skin, smoothing over imperfections for a poreless effect. Apply a thin, even amount to moisturize skin prior to makeup application. Allow to set for 30 seconds before applying foundation. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. And I did try it a couple of times, and does it ever work? So this is what it looks like. You can see that. It's just barely off pink, really, and when you put it on, it has no real color at all. And so what I've done is I kind of rub it into these areas that have the deeper pores. And I got these by way of heredity. And one thing I always have to say is you really can't fight heredity, and it'll always win. I'm just putting it on most of my face, a little bit lighter around the outsides, just so the makeup sticks better, and then rubbing it in a little bit more where my skin is a little bit rougher and needs a little bit more smoothing, which you could argue is darn near everywhere, but I'm not going to do that right now. That's all there is to it. And I, like you saw, I just used my fingers and rubbed it into the areas that I thought needed it. And this is, I think, the first product I've ever found that prevents oil breakthrough. So I wore it all day and I didn't get any oil breakthrough at all. And to me, that's pretty much a miracle. I'm just going to kind of do a regular makeup application and introduce the new things as I go along. So I'm using my Pure foundation, and I have, as much as I love this foundation, I have found that I do get oil breakthrough during the day, but with this pore primer, I didn't get it. It's just, I mean, to me, that's a huge wow. So I'm just going to quickly put this on because this isn't the focus of the video. And I can feel that it's grabbing the makeup. So that's a good sign. And we'll put on some blush, which is normally what I do at this time. And this is the Essence The Blush, which I've used before in previous videos. And the color on this one is number 70, Believing. I'm believing in lots of things, and I believed that I would get all my Christmas shopping done, and I did. So just don't be horrified. This has lots of pigment in it. One way you can tell a good color, like a good blush color for you, is when you don't have any makeup on, just to pinch your cheeks and see what color it comes out as. Because if it's peachy colored, or if it's more to the cool side, like purpley colors, then that'll help you choose a blush that really works for you. This is my usual Catrice Camouflage 12-hour concealer in number 007. You could say 007. And I use a brush just to spread it around evenly. It does go into creases fairly quickly, but it also is easy to sort of smooth out of them. And the problem with loose skin is that you you run your finger over it and it folds up. It doesn't stay flat. And it's just a mark of growing older. We all get it. You never see a 65-year-old with 25-year-old skin. Even if she's had lots of work done, it will never look like 25 again because it thins. And, there's nothing you can do about that. I'm skipping a couple of steps here because I want to get to the eyes, but I'll just quickly put on my eyebrows. And this is the Kiko pen or pencil that I bought in Paris, and it's Kiko Milano is the company. It says Kiko on it, and it's a taupe color. Just a word about eyebrow color. My eyebrows are very dark because my original hair color was really dark. You can still see it, like here. There's still some dark. So my eyebrows are really dark, and they have a few white hairs, which I try and get rid of, or else you put sort of an eyebrow makeup on, a mascara kind of stuff on. But even though my eyebrows are dark, I don't want to use matching color to the eyebrow hairs, because then it'll just look like, eyebrows, eyebrows, eyebrows. I don't want that look. I just want a little bit of definition. I'm just going to quickly put some primer on my eyelids. And this is the Nyx Primer with a bit of color in it. I don't know if it's Nyx or NYX, but Nyx is easy to say. All right, well, the next piece in the puzzle here is I bought some Covergirl Clean Matte just face powder, because sometimes I want to just camouflage something, or I just want to make if I do get a bit of oil, I want to just take the shine off. Or what it's also good for is if I get too much blush on, then I can just kind of go over it. And this is quite a light color. I will give that info to you in a second. I just found that it was one of the things that was missing in my repertoire. This one is Covergirl Clean Matte Pressed Oil Control in 525 Buff Beige. And as you can see, it is fairly light, but then so am I. But you can see how it's just lightened me up a little bit. And I've mentioned before, sometimes a foundation is a little bit on the dark side for my forehead, but it works well from here down. And so if I put it up here, then I look more made up, and made up is not the look I'm going for. Beautiful is the look I'm going for. So I'll put a lighter powder over that just to work everything in so it works together. Okay, here's another beautiful little piece I got. It's Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder, and the color is 319B Blossom Glow. And you can see how shiny that is. Just going to turn it so it doesn't get too much reflection from the window, which is right in front of me. And this one is, I love the flower in it. But what I'm going to do is just use my finger like this and just sketch a little bit along the tops of my cheekbones and just kind of blend that in, which I find just kind of perks up your face a little bit on my nose, which I don't really think I need, but a little bit on my chin, a little bit right there. I'm very leery of highlighter because I've had a greasy face. I've had an oily skin most of my life. It's drier now, and especially on this part, but because I've had oily skin, I kind of avoid things that put shine on my skin. But I like how, especially up here, it just kind of gives a little brightening effect. Okay, now I bought some fun things, and I went to the grocery store. We have a big grocery store here called the Real Canadian Superstore, and it's kind of like a super Walmart, only it's a lot more Canadian. And so it has a really good cosmetic section, and the prices are really good because it's a grocery store. So it's basically a drugstore product, but in the grocery store setting. It actually costs less than the drugstore's prices, so that's a good thing. And I bought some Wet n Wild Color Icon Multi-Sticks. So this one is in the color 261A Royal Scam, which is a purple, and another one in the color 253D Champagne Room. So I'm going to start with these and just let's just see how they go. Nice thing about crayons is that they're quick and easy. And when you're traveling, especially, you don't need brushes. All you need is the pencil and your finger. And presumably we all have a spare finger. Now then, you just take your finger and blend it. See how nicely that blends? I think it's like a wow. It's probably a little bit harder to control than powder on a brush, but you can always add to it, touch it up, add a bit more, whatever works. Like I think right here I might need a little bit more. Just blend that in, and I've got my one-to-one mirror just below my camera here so that I can actually see the distance vision. My other one is as I've mentioned before, is a 7 times magnifier so that I can see what I'm doing because I am farsighted, which means I can see a long way, but I can't see clearly when it's close up. See how easy that was? It's amazing, eh? Oh, the other thing you can do with this is use it as a eyeliner. So I'm going to put it a little bit stronger in here and just kind of pat that in. And also I can take it underneath my lashes for kind of a smoky purple look. And just blend that also just with my finger. Take a little bit more right there. And I might as well do this one at the same time. And these pencils are some kind of plastic or foam, the barrel of it, so you can sharpen them. There, that adds more definition, and it was so quick and easy. One piece. Okay, I'm going to now use this gold one called Champagne Room, which is a lot sparklier, a lot glossier, and I'm going to take it up in here so that it makes kind of a cut crease, which basically makes my eyes look more wide open. And I'm not going to lie, because I'm not a lying person, but when you get older, your eyelids droop. Your skin loses elasticity. It just happens. And you know what? I think I'd like to say something about accepting your face. I don't think I've ever been a great beauty. I mean, maybe when I was 20, I could turn a few heads just by having no makeup on, but I've always worn makeup, and I think, and I've done it because I like how I look, and also it's just fun for me. I'm an artist, and sometimes it's like my face is my palette or my canvas, and makeup is my medium. And so I've always, worn makeup for fun, but I've also accepted this is my face. And I think that's really important. And to be able to just say, you know what, it is what it is. I can work with it, but don't hate yourself because you don't have a perfect face, because no one has a perfect face. There isn't one of us. Even the fashion models don't have perfect faces. In fact, they don't even have perfect bodies. They get photoshopped a lot. So keep that in mind. I mean, if I could Photoshop my face in the morning and just go and have it all done and walk out the door with that face, well, great, but it isn't happening. Anyway, these are really fun. They were $4.99 each. That's a Canadian price. It's going to be different, a little bit different somewhere else, but I think you'll really like these. Now, another piece that I got is this Revolution Eye Glisten, and I had no intention of getting it. I just walked past it and went, ooh, because I love things like this. It says, it's kind of hard to read because it's so shiny, foil and glitter liquid eyeshadow. it's kind of a champagne gold. It's not a bright gold. It's not a yellow gold or a coppery gold. I'd call this a champagne gold because it's kind of going a little bit towards pink. So I'm going to use this over top of what I've already got on here, just so you can see how shiny it is. It comes like this with a little doe foot applicator. If there's too much on there, you can just take it off along the edge like that. And then it just brushes on like that. Now look how shiny that is. Now I could take a brush, which I will. I've got a little brush here, and just blend the edges of that. It actually goes on quite wet, so you want to let it dry. I might as well do the other eye so that I can actually go out the door without having to kind of redo everything. And again, I'll just blend that in a little bit, both sides. Could take it down into the corner a little bit more, I guess. And that gives me, wow, highlight in the center of my eye. And on the other end, I've got the glitter, which is also a doe foot applicator, which is the sparkly one. And I'm going to put some of that on as well and just let them dry at the same time. You won't be able to see the glitter quite so much because of all the shine that's going on there already. But it's really glittery. And it's a really fine glitter. It's not chunky. So that actually helps because I found the chunkier ones are kind of harder to get off just because they tend to fall in your eyes or stick to your lashes or whatever. Okay, now I went a little bit crazy with glitter because I was in a kind of a let's get into a Christmas mood. And I, like, with COVID still on and so many things just not happening, it's like, okay, well, why do I need a holiday glam anyway? Because there's nothing to go to. It turns out that there has been a couple of things, but just small things. Anyway, I came across Wet n Wild, these little pots, and I'm going to just show them to you. This one is called Brass, and it's just a little square of glittery eyeshadow, and it's in kind of a creamy, sticky base, almost like petroleum jelly, but probably not. So I got 4 of them because they were only $2 each. So I've got Brass, which is number 354C, Nude Comer 352C. Let me just open this. And I bought, oh, I tore the name off this one. Oh, here it is. Glitter Single. Yeah, I tore the name off of it, unfortunately. This one is pink, quite an intense pink. And then Karma is 358C. Let me get this open. And it's a dark blue. So what I'm going to do, instead of putting them on my already busy eyes, is just put them on my arm and show you what they look like. This is the Karma. That's a dark blue. Now you can probably tell that it goes on a little bit chunky, so you'd probably want to maybe dab it on with a small brush. Because the glitter is a little bit larger in this than in this one. This one is the Brass, and again, it's quite a chunky glitter, but talk about gorgeous. The pink one, whose name I don't have anymore, unfortunately, and I'm just putting my finger in like this and picking some up. This one is also a fairly chunky glitter. You can see that. So you'd have to kind of dab it on which I would probably do with a brush on my eye. And then the Nude Comer is a little bit different because it's more of a, it's not quite as much of a glitter as a, what did they call this, a foil. So that's the nude one, which is kind of bronzy, coppery, and goes on like a foil. So I think they're all gorgeous, and you'd want to, I mean, for $2 or less, there's a lot of fun packed into that. I'm going to put on my mascara, and then I'm going to put on my lips, and then I've got a couple more things to show you. There, that's my mascara on. Now, I got a fabulous gift set of lip glosses. I got all these in these beautiful prism-like cases. I'm going to try one of these. I've actually tried one, but only one, and I'm going to use, start with a lip pencil. I'm going to use a fairly neutral pencil. This is the Glimmer Sticks for Lips by Avon in the color Misty Rose. It's a nice kind of go with everything color, and you can get it from Avon if you know someone who sells it, or just online. These are by Quo, which is a drugstore brand in Canada. Now, I don't know if it's available elsewhere, but it might be. And with this one, I'm going to go, I think, with this color. These are really stuck in here. There's no color name. And this is what it looks like. So it's a nice little, just a little doe foot. It's actually almost like a liquid lipstick. Actually, that's not a bad color. It's a little bit more warm and nude than I normally wear, but I kind of like it. I bought two more things. One of them is e.l.f. Matte Magic Mist and Set, and the box says this: Fixer Spray. After you have applied your makeup, spray a light mist 12 to 16 inches from your face with eyes closed to set your makeup in place. Okay, I have never used a setting spray before, so I'm going to try that one today. But I also bought, just because I was just kind of throwing things in my basket, I had also read about this one, which is Wet n Wild Photo Focus Matte Finish Setting Spray. And I bought it too, and they were both like, I think $5.99. So easy peasy, basically. I'm going to try that one another day, because there's no point having two of them on, or you can't really tell what anything does. So I'm just going to use this setting spray. It said 12 to 16 inches, so that's kind of out here. Ooh. Feels very fresh. Has almost no scent at all. Feels wonderful. Whew. I'm just drying it here. Feels wonderful. I've never, like I said, I've never used a setting spray before, and maybe it'll help. Wait a minute, I gotta say, I did try one once. I forget the brand, and I didn't find that it did anything. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this one does and what this one does, and I hope to report back, because if it's great, I will be sure to tell you. So that's all I have today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm going to fix my hair because it's second day hair and needs a little bit of work. Please subscribe to my channel and click the little bell and the all, and then you can get the notifications when I have new videos. And I'll see you next time.